Yeah. Hello, guys. I think so. We are live now. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to DevTown. And just quickly confirm if I'm audible to you clearly, and there is no problem with my audio as well as the video. Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, Vasan. Hi, Kainat. Yeah, okay. The class will go till 8 o'clock. Okay, mostly. As we are in Tailwind CSS, so we will have topics, but not that much great topics. So obviously, we'll try keeping the class into 1 hour frame only. Okay. Good evening, Atul. Good evening, Shanti. Good evening, everyone. Hi, everyone. Hi, hi. Okay. So now, what we will be working on in this bootcamp. So we are going to learn Tailwind CSS. Okay. Now, how we will learn exactly? What we will do? We'll take a HTML template and we'll try implementing Tailwind CSS over there. And each Tailwind class or else each Tailwind or else CSS property that we implement, we kind of will discuss it and we'll see all possible cases in how many ways can we implement that. Okay. So one primary thing that I will do is I will keep my Tailwind CSS document handy with me on the side every time something new comes. I will just refer over there. I will just show you examples of how many ways are possible for that styling, and then we'll move forward to next one. Okay, so that's what we are going to do now. Okay, fine, great, great, guys. I see we have a great strength today. Okay, Prashant class is yet like we have started the class. We'll just get into concept in some moment. Okay, fine, fine, great, guys. So now, before starting this bootcamp, I always have this tradition to kind of give you a disclaimer. Okay, so see, guys, this is one important thing. I do not want you to spam anything. Okay, if you have a doubt, write it once. Okay, wait for some time. I would have seen your doubt. I will take some time. Okay, because I will be working on something. Then I will resolve it. If in 2 4 minutes I do not resolve it, then you can resend your doubts. Do not always spam your doubts. Okay, have patience. That's what I want from your side. Okay, and just keep listening to the lecture. No need to continuously write in the chat. No need to kind of create a chat over here, personalized chat for yourself. Okay. So this is a kind of small disclaimer. Okay. Yeah, Nana, we will start with the basic. Okay. So the thing is, we are starting with Tailwind CSS. So I assume that you know what normal CSS is. Okay. I assume what plain CSS is. You have knowledge of that. Okay. So that's the assumption that I'm making. So based upon that assumption, we'll keep it basic. Okay. We are not going to kind of keep it kind of too advanced. Nothing like that. So I told you if I start one CSS property, I will kind of tell you what all possible ways we can do that and other things. Okay. Can you go easy? I can't hear anything. Yeah, sure, sure. I know I kind of somewhat sometimes go somewhat fast. So I will try going slow in this session. Okay. Fine. Wait. So I see there are still some people joining in right now. Okay. Fine, guys. Okay. And yeah. Okay, so now we can, I think so we can move it. Okay. So first let's get into kind of an intro of what Tailwind is and why exactly do we need a Tailwind. Okay. So we had our normal CSS, right? We had our normal CSS with us, but still then also what we did, we created Tailwind CSS. Why was Tailwind CSS created again now? So what was the issue? Okay. So if we discuss about the normal CSS, what was happening in normal CSS? So suppose this is one web page that I have. Okay. Assume this as my web page. Okay. We had some content inside this web page. Now to render this web page, what were we doing? We were writing some CSS. Okay. So we were writing some CSS. Now this CSS was plain CSS. Okay. So how were we writing this plain CSS? We were writing we were creating a different file. Okay. So for plain CSS, what we were doing is we were having a separate file for CSS. Okay. So this was the basic rule that we had. Okay. So if you want to style something up, what you do, you create a different CSS file. You start with the plain CSS. You go on selecting each class, then you style it up. Again, you repeat this. So if you see we are in a long page, so if my website is kind of very long page, so in that case, it becomes kind of very difficult to work. Okay. So suppose you are building a full scale website where you have navbar, then you have your landing that hero section, then you have contact, then you have kind of many three, four sections. Now, giving class name, different class name to all these sections is kind of very hefty work. Okay. So one more point to remember is uh, plain CSS required unique class names. Okay. So this was also a kind of very hectic work. Okay, so you have a kind of many numbers of diff. You do not know how many numbers of div you are going to define, and for those number of div, you have to kind of give a unique class name. Okay, so if you want different styles to get applied, then you want to have a different class names. Okay, because that was the rule in plain CSS. Now, so this kind of sometimes create confusion for you. So what class name was used when and where to use what class name. Sometimes you repeat the same class name. So this was not working well with all developers. Okay. This was kind of not working well with all developers. Now, to resolve this issue, to resolve all this issue of plain CSS, then separate file, then your unique class name, what we created Tailwind. Okay. So for this reason, what we did, we created Tailwind. So now what is the reason that we created Tailwind? Okay. Now let's kind of discuss some properties of Tailwind. Okay. So first thing, what is Tailwind? So Tailwind is class-based styling. So what does class-based styling means? Okay. So so in previous case, what were you doing? You were giving a class name, then you were selecting that class name over on a different file, and then you were actually giving it a style. Now, Tailwind, what it will do, instead of defining a different class name, it will start adding up styles in the form of class itself. Okay. So in the same file, under the class name, we will directly add a styling in the form of class. Okay. So once I start with my hands-on session, once I start with coding, there's at that point I will again remind you where are we actually putting this class names. Okay. So this is first property that we have in our Tailwind CSS. Now, next property, if you want to have this, you can call it as a kind of utility design. Okay, utility first CSS framework. So we also call it as utility first CSS framework. Okay, yeah, fine. So along with this, we also have a kind of handiness, or else we also have kind of easiness in designing a responsive page. So I will add that property too. Okay, designing a responsive pages. Okay. So now, if I talk about normal CSS, okay. So see, guys, I am taking it as an assumption that you have knowledge of normal CSS. Okay, because we are not going to cover normal CSS right here. On basis of normal CSS, I will tell you instead of normal CSS what all properties and what all things you have to use in this case, guys. Attendance form and all related these things you will get after 7:45. Okay, so please pay attention to the lecture. Till then, do not spam for attendance. Okay, fine. Okay, so one more property that we had is designing a responsive page. Okay, so we'll design responsive page too in this bootcamp. So over there, you will get a kind of more better knowledge. Okay, so these are some basic properties. Okay, so now after this, let's kind of understand how we can implement or else how we can add this CSS or else Tailwind CSS to our site or to our code. Okay, so for adding, so let me add just a heading of setup. So setup of Tailwind. Okay. So Tailwind setup kind of has two ways. Okay. So I hope so you know about CDN. Okay. So CDN is in the form of links. So first setup that we can do is in the form of CDN link. Okay. So first setup is CDN link setup. Okay, so I will share a CDN link with you, and that will be used for setting up our CSS site. Okay, this is first kind of setup, and next kind of setup. Okay, let me just copy my serial link and kind of share it with you. Okay. And see, I am sharing it with you, but just wait for some moment and I will inform you where exactly do we need to add this serial link and how exactly do we need to add this. Okay. So do not worry about this. Okay, wait. There's some issue with this. Okay, just a minute. Let me open the CSS documentation itself. CSS medium link. Okay. So yeah, so I will go to this documentation and I will directly try to take up the serial link from here. Possible. Okay, so this is kind of not exactly what I'm searching for. So why am I going with documentation? Because I want you to show how you can search it up. Okay. So right on the W3 school documentation, if you go over there, you have all serial documentation. Okay, so first one is your CSS. So this one is for Bootstrap CSS, but we do not want actually Bootstrap, but we want a Tailwind CSS serial. Okay, so we can search it up again. So this is again Bootstrap. Okay, so let's get out. Okay, so let's get inside the Tailwind documentation itself directly. So on the Tailwind documentation, you will find the complete Tailwind CDN. So you can just copy it up from there and you can paste it up in your notes for now. Okay. So when we paste this up in our HTML page, I will inform you where exactly do we need to paste it up. So till then, just keep a copy of it and we'll use it later. Okay. For this one, serial until this. See, Shweta, exactly. So this normal CSS is also used for styling. Tailwind CSS is also used for styling. But the only way is how you write it up. Okay. So in normal CSS, you go with creating unique classes for yeah, so creating unique classes for all divs and all tags. Then you create a separate file over there. You call that class. You use that class. So there are a lot of things in normal CSS. But in Tailwind CSS, we can actually just create the class. Okay, you have particular div. If I take an example of one div, and you want to give it a background color, you just define the class name, and inside the class name, you will go on writing background color and what all things will be written. I will just show you. Do not worry about that. So the tailwind session is kind of more easier part. Okay, so for developers too and for everyone, it's kind of more easier. Okay. Yeah, Pishpla, you need to have a knowledge of normal CSS, okay, kind of, then it will be much more better. Okay, fine. So this is one kind of setup that we can use. And along with this, we can also have second setup. So second setup is kind of installation. Okay, so what is NPM? I know you would not be knowing what is NPM because I'm assuming you as a beginner crowd. That is why I will not go with the second installation to create any confusion. So if I go with a kind of basic of what is NPM, so NPM is node package module, and we can also install Tailwind from NPM too. Okay. So second case is directly installing Tailwind to your project, but we will not be doing. We will actually be just using the serial link and we will directly add that up to our HTML file and then we'll move forward. Okay, so that's what we will be doing. So these are two ways. So if I discuss how we can do it npm installation, so this is npm installation is not for everyone. If someone knows about npm, they can try on, but I will not go right now because it will only confuse. It will only create confusion for you. Okay, so for npm installation, you can use this command. So npm install d tailwind css. This one will be one command, and along with this, you also need one more command of npm install or else npm tailwind init. Okay, so I have installed CSS init. So I have installed it up, and then I have to initialize it up. So this is the second command that you need. Fine. So again, I'm repeating, guys. Do not get confused with the second one. Okay. I am assuming that you're a new crowd, so that's why I am not going with the second one. Why? Because I do not want you to get confused in this part. Okay. Because if I go directly with npm installation, you will have a kind of somewhat confusion. Okay. Yes, Saad, the session started at 7 o'clock. Chetan, the best one will be NPM, okay? Because obviously you are not going to stop at HTML. When you go with React, when you go with Next and other frameworks, what you need is you need to have your whole Tailwind installed in your site. Why? Because that kinds of give you better build. So if you go on further in learning stage, when you go with React and Next, then you will have to install this Tailwind, okay? So CDN will not be used in that case. Yeah, Ria, if you ask me, then the Tailwind CSS is much more easier. So the basic concept for both the cases are same, but the amount of work that you have to add is kind of much more lesser in Tailwind CSS. Okay, so CSS already I told you how you will be doing in Tailwind. Sorry, in normal CSS. Okay, so on the other part, the Tailwind CSS is kind of much more easier and much more better to add on. Okay, what is better, Bootstrap or Tailwind? So if you ask me between these two, so I have used both Bootstrap and Tailwind. Both works kind of similar, but I have some kind of somewhat much more, you can call it as bent towards Tailwind. Okay. Okay. Yeah. If you find this all spelling mistakes, you can correct it out. Okay. Sometimes I might make spelling mistakes over there. Okay. Suppose it is just so that can we take CDN link or yeah, if you have bought anywhere, okay, wherever CDN link you have get for Tailwind sales, you can take it out. Okay, just check it out if it's working fine or not. If it is not working, then you have to again change up it and you have to find another one. Okay, guys, this is first session, so I will take as much as doubt I can because you will be getting confused from small concepts. Okay. So if you get any doubt, feel free to add it up. Okay, fine, great. So now what we can do is we can actually get into our like we can get into demo part and so what I am going to do is I will create a demo on Code Sandbox. Okay, online compiler. Yeah, so we get on the online compiler. See, if you want to have a suggestion from my side, so I will be using Code Sandbox for doing all this demo work and everything. And if you want, you can too go with online compiler right now. Okay, so best one would be Code Sandbox. Okay, so that's the best one that I am using right now. If you want, you can also go with that. Yeah, you will be making this project at the end. So actually, what we are going to make, I will kind of explain you how we are going to implement Tailwind CSS and how this will be used. Then at the end, you have to make a complete portfolio site. Okay, so portfolio page for your own design you can choose, but I will just give you a basic framework. So in the demo that I am going to give you, so in that demo, the style will be too basic. Why too basic? Because I am explaining to you. Okay. Obviously, I do not want to go to an extreme level where you will get confused. So I have kept my design up to the lowest basic level that I can for you to learn. Now, based upon that learning, you have to build a site of your own. So that site will be kind of portfolio site for yourself. Okay, so that's what we will ask you at the end of the bootcamp to submit to us. Okay, yeah. If you want to use any local compiler, VS Code or Atom, anything, you are free to use. Okay, so because this is just Tailwind CSS bootcamp, so it is not going to affect that much. Chetan, right now you can use any HTML. We do not have any separate thing regarding. Okay. Guys, for attendance, I will share a attendance link at the end. So just wait till we reach the end of the session, okay? And till then, do not spam anything, okay? Fine. So now what we can do is we can actually get into so we can actually get into my code sandbox and I will show you how exactly are we going to create it up, okay? If you want the complete Tailwind CSS serial link. Just wait a minute. I will add it to the chat itself directly, and you can get it from there. Wait. Yeah. So I have added a serial link on the top. So if you are not getting it anywhere, then you can use the serial link. Okay, this will be working fine. Okay, great. So what we were going to do is we were going to create our sandbox in this case. Okay, okay, we were already at the sandbox. Okay, now let me tell you how we will be doing this. Okay, yeah. So how we will be doing this? So when you are on Code Sandbox, you just have to create an account normally. You can use GitHub or else you can also use any Google Gmail ID or other things. Okay. So after you are in, you have to go to create. Okay. Yeah, guys, this session will be of 1 hour. Okay, fine. So after you are in, just go on this button of create. You click on create, and you have many templates. Okay, you have React Tailwind, and other many things. So we are not going to do that. What we need is we need just HTML plus CSS. Okay, so the normal template of HTML plus CSS. So I am searching it up. So I have this code sandbox of HTML and CSS. So click on this, and it will ask you for a name, and you can use the name of Tailwind CSS right now, and I will write Tailwind CSS demo. See, the thing is, if you want kind of easiness, then you can use sort a sandbox. If you are kind of compatible with your own local editor, then you can go with local editor. Okay. Yeah, guys, is any issue from my side? Is there any issue from my side? Hello. Yeah, guys. Okay, I think so. There is no issue from my side, right? Okay, fine. So okay, fine. So now, um, yeah, so you can keep it either private or else public. Okay, so I will keep it as public. Why? Because I will be sharing it up with you. So I am keeping it as public. Now click on Create Sandbox. So once I click on Create Sandbox, it will take me around, I can take it as 20 seconds at max or else 10 seconds. Okay, it did not even to 20, or just 2, 3 seconds. Okay. So now this is your template. This is the default template that you have got. Now we will be purely working with HTML file, and we do not need any other file. So we can directly jump into index.html and we can work inside that file. Okay. Yeah, Abhishek, after the bootcamp is done, we'll share a kind of small assignment to complete. And once you have done the assignment, then you will be getting your certificate. Okay. Fine. Okay. Guys, the serial link will be used in HTML file. Okay. I will tell you where you have to paste that up. So this is my HTML file and this is my default text. And now where to paste that serial link. So you have your head. Okay. So inside your head, you already have a style sheet for style.css. And we exactly do not need this. So what we will do, we will remove this H1 styling and we will keep it as empty now. Now get back to your HTML file. If you want, you can also remove this up, but let's keep it up, no problem. And after this, we can actually paste my CDN link. Okay. So the link that I have pinned on the top, just copy it up and add inside the head tag. Okay. So once you have added, then we will test it out if it is working or not. Okay. And we will also change my title and I will add my title as Tailwind CSS demo for now. Okay. Fine. So this is my site. And now So let's begin one by one. Let's see what all things are we need to cover right now. So let's keep this template as it is. Now what I will do is I will start with a hero section. Okay. So along with the section, whatever new styling comes, I will directly go to our Tailwind CSS documentation. I will search for that. I will show you what all things can we do in this case, and then it will be fine. Okay. Where are you pasting this link and how are you testing it out? Okay. Just have patience. I will show you it's work. Okay. Link is pinned on the top. You can search it over there. So let me check out if my tag is or else if my serial link is working or not. Okay. Fine. So I will add this is a test. Okay. And now let me show you where are we going to add this type. Okay. So this is your class. We were also creating this class in case of normal CSS. Obviously, we were creating, but each of the tags should have a unique name in case of normal CSS. Now, we will directly add this to styling. So right now, if I assume that I want a style, I want to give a color of around red. Okay, so I want this text to have color of red. I will explain you how we are giving this. So I will just give it a text color of red. Okay. And I will wait for some time. So I can see that my text color is getting changed to red. It means my link is working fine. Okay. It means my serial link is working fine. So this was my test. I was testing if my Tailwind CSS is working fine. So it's working. My color becomes red. That means I can assume it's working fine now. Okay, so you can also test it using kind of text red 500. Okay, I will be explaining you what this text red 500 means. Okay, yeah, Sheikh, you are free to use whatever editor you want. I am not going to compel you regarding this because we are here to learn. Okay, we are not here to fight for editors. So whatever suits you best, you can use it up. Okay, let's give me a moment. Fine, fine. Okay, so now the font 500 is a font weight. No, 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 no. 500 is not a font weight. I will explain you. Just give me a moment. Okay, so let me change it to Tailwind CSS demo. Okay, I will keep this text right here. And now this is my hero section. So now hero section, I will start with a div. Okay, and this is where I will go on explaining each and every small concepts to you. Okay. Fine. This day might be a case. I have my body. So first thing that I am going to cover is background color. Okay. So I want to give my whole body a background color. A background color of what? Might be a black or else a red or blue, whatever color you want to choose. So first, let's get into my Tailwind CSS, and I will search for background color. Okay. Let me see where my background color is right here. This is justify, this is sizing, this is this, and yeah. So I have got my background, and let me go to my background color. Now I am in my background color. Let me go to okay. So in case of normal CSS, we were writing our attribute as background color, and then the color hash code or whatever we can call it as. Okay. Yeah. So right in this case, what we will do is we will not be writing whole background. Just sorry for the disturbance. Yeah. So we will not be writing whole background, but just we will start with BG. So BG will signify that we are going to add background, then red. So red will signify what color are we using, and the number over here signifies how dark the color you want. Okay, this is what it signifies. So if I show you example, okay, what I will do is I will take around some colors and I will add it to your notes. Okay, so that you can kind of understand it up. Okay, I'm not adding all of it, but I'm adding some of it to our notes. Okay, so this is my color, and I hope so. You will just go through it once after the session. Okay, so these are my background colors. Okay, so I will show you for the red. I will start with my red, and I will on my side I will start with red. What I will do BG red. and 50. Let's start with 50 itself. Okay. So when I add BG red 50, in that case, my background color will be kind of red, but a very dim red, or else we can call it as a very light red. Okay. So that is what we have right now. So if I want to go to a darker color, so more the color, more the darker color you want to go, the more number you have to add. So suppose I want to go to a more dark color. I will add my number as 400. So background red 400. It is more dark red. If I want a more dark, I will go with background red 800. So the number in this background color signifies the darkness of the color that you are using. Okay. Freelance, the attendance link is not yet shared. Wait till 7:45. 7:45 is the time when I will share the attendance link with you. Okay. Fine. So the Tailwind CSS CDN link is already pinned at the top. I hope so. You get that. Do not always spam for this. Okay. Now, so what background red agent signifies? The first BG signifies that we are adding BG background. Then we are adding color red, and then number signifies how dark will my color is. Okay. So right now I do not want my red color to be there. Yeah, you can call it as background intensity too. Okay, or its color intensity. So right now I do not want it to have red, so I will go with my gray, and that too I will have it as 100. Okay, fine. So this will be my background color for now. Now after background, so I hope so you have got how we will be adding background in our case. Okay, so you can also add hex code if you want to see hex codes. Okay, I can show you that too. Where is hex code? Okay, so now you can see over here. This is the case. This is example of adding background in the form of hex code. So one way is by using the name of the color, and another one is by using hex code. Okay. So if you want to use hex code, what you do, you just directly do your background and then the hex code. So if I show you that this example and I save it up. Okay, so this is my background, kind of white background itself, but by using hex code. Okay, so I will add this to the nodes. Okay, just give me a moment, and I will add this to nodes too. Okay, so guys, I'm adding this all things to the node so that you can verify or else you can revise it up later. And I will share this node, and I think so you have kind of community created for you. So over there you will get all the notes. Okay, link is not working, so please try to search if the link is correct or not. Second, paste your link in the head tag itself. Do not paste it in body tag. Okay, do not do any change. Do not add any change to the link, and that is only checklist that I can tell you right now. Okay, and the class that you're writing, okay, over here that the text that you're writing, please check the spellings, okay? This there should not be any spelling mistake over there. If you want to see how high can we go, and then you can see for the red. So right now, red 950 is the highest, okay? So in all colors, you can go at max to 950. Okay, so that's the highest number that you can go for. Fine. Yeah, so we'll stick back to my gray 100 itself. Okay. Yeah, Arif, please check with the serial link that you have added. And also please check with the spelling mistakes or else any other mistake that you have done. Okay. Where to paste serial link? You have to paste your serial link in the head tag of your HTML file. So whatever HTML file in which you are working, paste your serial link in the head tag of that HTML file. Okay. Others, we do not need any installation right now. We are not using Tailwind with NPM. We are just using Tailwind with CDN. Okay. Right now, we do not need any normal CSS file. If you want to remove that, you can. Okay. Aditi, I do not understand how you think of inline CSS as an easy thing. So the problem with inline CSS is it kinds of create a neat code, or else you can call it as unclear code. Okay. So that's the problem. And if I'm using inline CSS in that also in that case too, I will be using normal CSS, but in the same file. I know that. So that will also create kind of more hectic work for you. That will also create kind of less neat code and or many issues. Okay. So once we write this Tailwind CSS, we will understand how neatly are we writing the code. Okay. How easily can we debug the styling mistakes? How easily can we go through all stylings one by one? Okay. No, in the style.css, I do not have anything. I have emptied that file, okay? I have deleted everything that we had in style.css because we do not need this style.css. If you want, what I can do is I can totally remove this style.css. We do not need this style.css, okay? Why? Because we are using Tailwind CSS in this case, so no need for style.css. Yeah, Chandan, if you are in React and the best case would be installing the Tailwind CSS. And if you do not want to go with installation, you can try finding one file named as index.html in, I think, public folder. So over there, you can paste this CDN link for Tailwind CSS, then it will work fine for all of the JS pages. Okay. Fine. Okay. So this was my background color, and we went with background color. We saw till what maximum length can we go, and we also saw that we can add this background color with a kind of hex code too. Okay. So if you want to go with each and every examples, if you want to go and explore more, you can visit this documentation. Okay. So I am opening this documentation for you so that you can get used to it because see guys, if you're learning something new, you need a documentation for that case. Okay. Karthik, if the color is not changing, okay, so in that case, it means your CDN link is wrong, or else you have pasted it at the wrong place. Because I am following the same steps and I am getting the output right in front of you. Fine. Fine. Okay. So this was my background. Then after background, let me add a padding. Okay. So what padding is, what margin is. Yes, I already told you what all mistakes you would have made. Please debug it up. Okay. The code is on your end. It's not on my end. Okay. So your code is with you. Only you can debug it up. I can just suggest some things. You have to work on that and you have to kind of find the error on your own. Okay. Great. If it's working, then fine. Okay. I think so. I sent the full link. Just let me check it out. Guys, it's full link. There is nothing else in this link. Okay, it's complete link. I have pasted. If I show you, it's the complete link, right? Okay. Fine, 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 fine. I got it. I got it. What's the issue? Fine. Wait a minute. Yeah. So I am pasting this. What you have to do is in the href add this. Okay. In the href add this. Then it would work fine. Okay. Yeah, thanks for telling. I think so because of restriction of a number of characters in the chat box, or might be other cases, the whole link was not sent. Okay. Yeah. Thank you guys for telling. Fine. You can replace it up now, and you can check it up once. Okay, fine. So now, what is the next thing that I will do is, yeah. So we were going to discuss for the padding. Okay. Where do you need login in this case? Where exactly do you need login in this case, guys? Okay, fine. So, what is the next thing that I want to go to is padding. Okay. So I will give up one padding and then I will explain you what all different paddings can we add. Okay. So as we know, we have four sides of padding, top, bottom, left, and right. It says video is restricted on PC. Why is the video getting restricted on PC? we are not actually running any video, right? That's just YouTube live and it should not get restricted. Okay. Okay, great. I think so. Some of you have got the issue. Okay. It's working fine. Then, okay. Fine. Okay. So let's go with the padding. Let me go to the documentation and let me find padding for you. So this is spacing. Okay. So in the spacing, you will get padding and margin. So I hope so. You know what padding exactly is. Okay. What padding and margin is. So Ashpreet, I shared link before, complete link before, and in that link, just replace the href with present one. Okay, so this HTTP, whatever is there, just replace the href over there. Okay, that's what I'm asking you to do right now. Yeah, I see many of you have debugged it fine. Yeah, so let's get to padding. So normally we have padding left, right, top, bottom, or else complete padding like that. Okay. So same way we will have padding in our case too. So if I explore what all different paddings do we have. So one way is padding and then number. So this will be applied to all pages. Okay. This will get applied to all sides of the page. So top, left, right, and bottom. Then we have padding X. So padding X means on the X side of my system. Okay. So if I copy this up, just give me a moment. Let me add this up. I will add till padding Y. Okay. So we'll just discuss it one by one. What all things does it mean? Okay. I think so. This does not got copied. Padding top, padding right, padding bottom. Okay, it's not getting pasted kind of. Okay, let me explain you. Then I will try pasting it up. So see what are things I have. I have one that is P. If I write P8, it means I am adding padding on all sides. Okay, padding on all sides. So this is the first kind of padding that we have. Now, along with this, I have other paddings too. What are other paddings? I have padding bottom. Okay, so PB. So for padding bottom, what we write? PB. So PB will be for padding bottom. Okay, so this is PB. Guys, I did not share any attendance form with you. And then we have padding T. So what is padding T? Padding T is padding top. So this is one more kind of padding. Okay, so padding T is another kind of padding, that is padding top. Okay, then comes your PR. What is PR? Padding right. So I know, I am hoping that you know this all things of padding top, padding left. Okay, so this is padding right because these are the concept of basic CSS or else normal CSS that we have this that you would have known previously. Okay, so we have then padding L. So padding L is your exactly padding left. Okay. Yeah, I will explain padding X. Do not worry. Okay. Then you have padding left. Okay, so these are padding. Then after this, what we have is we have padding X. So padding X is padding on X axis. This means padding on left and right hand side. Okay. Padding on left and right side. So this is my padding X. Now fine. Then after that comes padding Y. Padding Y is combination of top and bottom. So it means padding on top and bottom. Okay. Padding on top and bottom. So this is my padding Y. So these are all kinds of padding that we can imagine. Now, same way as we have padding, we will have margin too. So only difference that we will have from padding and margin is instead of P, we will be writing M. Okay. So instead of P, what we will be writing? We will be writing M. So if I change it up, what I will do, I will write it as M. Then over here also, if I want to have margin on bottom, I will write MB. If I want to have margin on top, I will write MT. Okay. So in this case, I will have MT. Right. And if I want to have on right side of my screen, I will have MR, that is margin right. If I want to have on my left side, I will have my ML, that is margin left. Okay. Guys, what is actual confusion that you are getting? Is I need to click. I want to add a background to my body. If I want to add a background to my body, then it means I have to add a class to my body. Obviously, this is kind of very basic thing. Okay, yeah, yeah, I was discussing about margin. So same way, if you want on the X side, it will be margin X, MX, and if you want on the Y side, it will be MY. Okay, so padding and margin works, not work similar, but this is kind of somewhat similarity. Okay, fine. Margin working. Great. If margin is working, fine. Okay. So over here, I have added a padding of 8. So suppose if I just want padding on x-axis of 8, I will just add padding x of 8. Okay. So the top space that we had, it will get removed. Now, if I want padding on just y, that means top and bottom, then I will have padding y of 8. Okay. So this is one way. If I want to have only on the left side, I will add it as padding left. Okay. So these are all the cases that we have in padding. Same way, if you want, we can have our margin of x, okay, margin of x as 3 or margin of y as 4. So these are also cases of margin for us. Okay, Ria, see Ria, we are discussing Tailwind CSS over here. And before discussing Tailwind CSS, only thing that I assume from your side is you have a knowledge of normal CSS. Okay. So according to the knowledge of normal CSS, you should know what padding and margin is. So padding and margin is a different concept that takes half an hour separately to explain. Okay. So kind of please, guys, please go through the normal CSS before tomorrow's lecture so that you do not have these issues. Okay. Yeah, box model and other. It will take time. Okay. Fine. Okay. Great. So this was my padding and margin. Okay, fine. So now next what I will do, I will go with my text sizing and I will go with my text color. So I will remove this H1 and what I will add is, so let's remove this completely. Let's remove my div tag too. And I will create a separate section over here. Okay, so I will explain you the text and that will be kind of last styling that I am explaining for today's lecture. And tomorrow we'll again go on carry forward. We will carry forward from that point. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I have created my section, and inside my section, what I want is I already explained you how we will be adding background. So I again want to add a background gray of I can have of 200. So that's why I'm writing background gray or gray of 200. And then I want a padding of 8. So I can remove all the padding and margin from top. I do not want that over there. So padding of 8 has been added. Now I want to explain you text. Okay. So I will add my H1 tag. Okay. I will add my H1 tag and I will write welcome to portfolio. Okay, because this site is kind of based upon portfolio design that I am making. So inside this, now I want to add styling. How will I start? I will define my class name. Okay. Yeah, this is 1 hour session. Just wait for 1 minute. I will share the attendance form with you. Fine. So I have this welcome to portfolio. Now I want to style this up. So first thing that I want is my text size. Okay. For that reason, I'm giving it a text of 4 XL. So now let me get to my text sizing. Okay. Typography, and in typography, you will have a font size option. Okay. So over there, you will have different options. So see, text size in Tailwind can be given either in the form of small, medium, XL, or else you can also use pixel for that case. Okay. So if I start with this case, okay, right from the starting, it is text of excess. That is kind of text of smaller, more than smaller, less smaller. Then you have text of itself, text of small, text base. Then you have large, then you have extra large. Along with extra large, you also have 2XL, 3XL. So these are the cases with which you can actually give your styling. Okay. Now, along with this, you can also have a text with value. So text with value means you can add the size on base of pixels. So if you want to see an example, so this first example is based upon your small, medium, large, and Excel. Okay, so I will add this to our notes too. Fine. So just wait a minute. Yeah, so this is my styling based upon small, medium, and Excel. Now, next I want to show you on pixels. Okay, so suppose I want to add a styling of text, size of text, but in the form of pixel. So over there, I can do it like that. Okay. Normally, I can add text of a small, text of medium, text of large, but I can also add in this way if I want in the form of pixel. Okay. So if I want to show you an example, over here, I have added in the form of 4XL. Suppose I want to add in the form of pixel, what I will do, text, big bracket, and I want 40 pixels. So I will define 40 pixel. Okay. So then my text size will go to around 40 pixel. So that's just one way. And I can check it out. Now, suppose I want my text to be medium size. Okay. I will define my text as MD. That is medium. Okay. And if I want to have other thing, so what all things do we have? I have my small. So I will go with SL. SL. Okay. So this goes to a smaller length. Okay. Yeah, H1 is the biggest header tag, but based upon the text size that you give, it can be changed. Okay. Fine. Fine. Okay. So just wait a minute. I will add attendance form for you. Just give me a moment. Okay. I will add attendance form for you and you can mark your attendance. And guys, let me inform you beforehand. If you miss any day's attendance, you will not be able to add the attendance on the next day. So please take care of this and please mark your attendance carefully. Fine. Yeah, so I have added the attendance and you can mark it up. So this was two, three things that we covered. We covered our background color, we covered padding and margin, and we were able to cover text size till this point. So please go through CSS documentation, Tailwind CSS documentation, and kind of revise this up. Okay, kind of go through this thing, and we will be using this kind of methodology. Okay, I will kind of create a page for you. And while creating a page, each CSS property that I go through, I will explain you, then I will use it, then I will move to next, then I will explain you, I will use it. So that's what I will be using now. Okay. So we have 5 days. We have enough time to cover each and every CSS property that we need. And based upon that, you will get assignment to complete. So once it's done, once these 5 days are done, then you can actually be getting some time of 2, 3 days. Then you will be submitting the assignment. Okay. No, the code is on code sandbox itself. I will not share it up on GitHub. Okay. You will get a code sandbox link. That's what you will be getting. Okay. Fine. And you will also get these notes. So I will write this notes each day on same notes. Okay. And at the end, you will get this complete note for you. Okay. For revision purpose. Arshit, if you want to start with project building, you can start with first thing for your portfolio. Simple static website for portfolio. Then, if you want to go with dynamic, you can go with to do, you can go with calculator. So these are for practice. Okay. You cannot add this project to resume. You can kind of go with any clone for practicing itself. Okay. Yeah, I will show you. Okay. In the same class name will apply to three properties. I will show you that too in next session. Okay. Guys, there is attendance link on the top. Please mark your attendance over there. Okay. Yeah, we'll cover the position too. Do not worry about that. We'll cover relative, we'll cover absolute positioning, we'll cover everything. Right now, this is not the course for JS. We will only stick to my Tailwind CSS. If we go with any other bootcamp or this, then I can consider that. Okay. Right now, we do not have any assignment. Okay, because we haven't covered much. We were still in kind of hustling through intro, and we were still in kind of going through some issues. So from tomorrow, I will try adding some assignment to you. Okay, Saad, you have attendance link on the top. Okay, please mark your attendance over there. Okay, fine, guys. So what we will do, we'll end our session at this point, and tomorrow we'll begin same with the same enthusiasm. Okay, I hope so. I get to see same number of people joining the session. Okay, yeah, you can get in the community wherever the community has been created. We'll get every notes possible. Okay, Tailwind CSS does not have the specific use cases. You will be using Tailwind CSS everywhere. See, guys, after learning Tailwind CSS, please try using Tailwind CSS everywhere. There is no particular case where you cannot use Tailwind CSS. Fine, fine. Okay. Uh, Link is already pinned on the top. Where are you searching for the link? I have pinned the link on the top, so you can get that. Okay, guys. Thank you for joining. We'll end the session now, and we'll start. What can we start? Wait a minute. Perfect. Yeah. I will share all the notes that we have written today. Everything you will be getting. Do not worry about that. Okay. I hope so you have marked your attendance in the Google form that I have provided. Please do not miss that out and please mark it up. Okay. Okay. Great. Great. So I will end the session. Thank you for joining. Bye bye. We'll meet you.